Ladder 18's clear. Engine 19's clear. Engine 20's clear. Ladder 34 is clear. Rush over 34 is there. 45. Engine 35 is clear. Brush pumper 35 is clear. Tanker 35 is clear. Engine 36. Headquarters, 22 is clear. Engine 17 is clear. Station 2 clear. Ladder 1's in black off. Ladder 1 there. Go ahead, rescue Ladder 1. How do you read my signals? Signals are clear. Red Ladder 1's clear. Steer line's clear.
Good grief.
Engine headquarters, radio check clear. Okay, let's go to Preston. Engine 2 clear. First on 2 headquarters radio check. Engine 25, respond on fuel spill. I-44 at Southwest 89. OHP is on scene. Just south of 89, southbound on I-44. Map number 4236, timeout 714.
Jonathan on at 1925 South of Cloud.
Republican train.
792, I-48, that's first below. Moving to eastbound off-ramp. Have a passenger trapped in the front end signal. I just got a contact from another person on scene. Said that it was a passenger trapped inside vehicle. Starting firefight this time.
Ballet only.
Eastbound off-ramp. Garage on 82. 535 clear. Do you want me to cancel medical at this time? Yeah, he's advised he doesn't need medical. Devil, I'll shut him down. Take 7. Headquarters, all fire department units. If you can cancel. Officer on scene is advising there's only one subject after all. He's stating he does not need medical at this time. 535 again.
Frank Robert X-ray 7702.
City of Bethany daily morning radio check, so fire department units stand by for radio check. City headquarters, Bethany Fire Department radio check.
Fire station dispatch, you're loud and clear.
Bethany headquarters, Warren, Fire Department radio check.
Devil.
Bethany headquarters, Bethany Fire Department, go ahead with radio check.
Russia 1 dispatch radio check. 43 out of Texas, that should be eligible.
Clear.
Russia was clear. Russia 1 portable dispatch radio check.
Go ahead.
Russia 1 portable dispatch. Engine 1 to dispatch radio check.
Out and clear.
Engine 1 to clear.
Was just pulled in here to the Riverwind Casino. for the folks that are watching. And got out to clean the windshield, and there is ice building up on the vehicle. Of course, you know, it's going to be super cold whenever you're driving, but if this rain continues, it possibly could create a slick and hazardous conditions on the bridges and overpasses mainly. Ground temperature is still relatively warm, so we'll see what happens. Plus, we've got the sun that's going to be coming up here in just a little bit. It's going to be overcast today, but they're expecting the temperatures to rise above freezing, even though we've got a strong north wind. Earlier this morning, I've been out since about 5 o'clock this morning, and temperatures out around El Reno, Oklahoma were 29 with a very high wind. Let me go to Mesonet here in just a second. I'm doing an update, so I wanted to pull over and do this update real fast, and then we'll be good to go here. So let me switch over here real fast and see if there's anybody on. Yeah, we got one person over here on Twitch that's watching. And so anyway, that potential for the freezing rain, so especially on the bridges and overpasses. Let me go to Mesonet real fast and see what they're saying as far as where the freezing line is, what current temperatures are. So basically all along this area right here, just south of Oklahoma City, we're showing about 31 degrees. And so, you know, if it's 32.1 like they were saying on general media last night, then it's just going to be a cold rain. If it's 32 even, then we might have some issues here in just a little bit. Let's see what the winds are real fast. Let's see, right here where we're at, 13 gusting to 22, 12 gusting to 19, and 17 gusting to 23. So we're a little bit south of Oklahoma City by, down by Tecumseh, well, the Blanchard exit, which is down here by Riverwind Casino. Highway 9 westbound is the exact location. So anyway, we're going to sit here for just a little bit and see what happens. I also had the Oklahoma Highway reports brought up just a second ago, road condition map, and they were showing a little bit of problems over around Shawnee earlier. That's still showing up. I don't think that's valid. There was another tracker that was over there, and he said that the roads weren't bad. And so we'll just hang out here and see what we got.
Headquarters 535 exclusives en route.
Hey Jana, how's it going? And good morning to you. So right now I'm just sitting here at the Riverwind Casino in the parking lot, and like I was saying, I don't know if you heard that or not, but was checking out. There is freezing precip on my vehicle, but of course that's super cooled, so you can't really judge by that. But overpasses and stuff like that and the bridges. Earlier today, like I said, I've been up since about 4 o'clock this morning to come out and check out and see how road conditions are. They have the salt and sand trucks just kind of on standby right now. I got video of one sitting on top of an overpass. That was out west of town on the Kilpatrick Turnpike. So looking at current radar and everything else, there's a band of maybe a little bit of freezing rain that's moving through, which would denote where we're at right now. Sorry about that. Let me turn the scanner down. And so anyway, that's about it. I mean, traffic's moving pretty good up and down the highways. I've not heard of any driving issues yet. Earlier, again, like I was saying just a few minutes ago, they did have one area marked off on the driving conditions map for the state of Oklahoma. Not seeing anything else. I just checked it. So, main thing is like we were saying, the overpasses and bridges. So, down south from Oklahoma City, there is some fairly heavy rain, but the temperatures down there are just right above freezing. And so Sulphur, Tishomingo, Colgate, Atoka, Ardmore down that area, Hilton, Wilson, that stuff, probably even as close as Pauls Valley and maybe even Wynnewood is going to be this cold rain. So, that being said, this morning, again, you know, the tunneling effect on the bridges and overpasses always tends to freeze those over first, and so that way we can, we'll have to keep an eye out for those. But I'm going to get back on the interstate, and I'm going to head north up toward Moore, Oklahoma, and see what we can see up there. But as far as any accidents or anything like that, I have not seen anything so far, which is good. I do believe, and I haven't looked at the models recently, but they were showing a chance for some light snow, maybe winter mix later this afternoon, around the 6 o'clock time frame, moving from southwest Oklahoma up into the major central portion of that. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I don't think the total accumulation amounts are going to be a whole lot, but, you know, we'll just have to keep an eye out and see what's going on. If you can see right in front of me, there is a actual salt and sand truck right there. I'm gonna try and get in behind them. I can. Degrees. I just seen your message. I apologize for that, but man alive, it's not that bad here. Right? We're at I believe 29 was well, that was earlier this morning. That was before the sun started to come up, so that is incredible. In a pretty serious north wind. You can hear my line vibrating on the top of the truck. I apologize for that, but this we're far enough north, driving conditions are going to deteriorate pretty quick. See if we can find a place to check and see if the guardrails or anything like that are starting to get any ice accumulation on them. Maybe a little bit of light snow down the south of the mountain. Right along that freezing line. If it's hitting the ground. Back down that way and see what we can see. Ain't much going on up here. Pavement is dry. So, we'll head south and see what it looks like down there. About an hour, maybe a little less than that down there. So, Purcell, Pauls Valley area. She is doing good. Her lungs and everything else cleared up, and got her out of the hospital. She stayed in there for a couple of days. They just wanted to take and keep a really close eye on her, especially since she's such a new baby. But yeah, she's doing good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Okay, see, I will do. Thank you. Thanks for joining. I just seen you pop on there, so. Didn't know if you've been on there that long or not. But we're going to head south. We just came out of some rain. It looks like things are starting to kind of clear up a little bit, but we were down by Norman and got into some rain. And main thing is potential for freezing rain, maybe some drizzle. And they're worried about it freezing on the bridges and overpasses. Been up since about 4 o'clock this morning. Went out west of Oklahoma City, out by El Reno, Oklahoma, and they had salt and sand trucks sitting on top of the overpasses, but nothing was going on out there. Dry pavement, and they just were kind of on standby. Most of the moisture that I'm seeing is now going to be just down here, and it looks like, according to what I'm seeing on radar, that it's trying to transition over to maybe just a little bit of light snow. So we'll see. We're going to drop just a little bit further south. We're not going to go too far from where we were just a little while ago, and see if we can't get into a snow band or whatever and see if it's actually making it to the ground. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to turn around and go back because there's supposed to be a second wave. The main impulse is going to be coming from the southwestern part of Oklahoma later this evening. And so go back and get a little bit more rest and then come back out if that verifies. So some of the models aren't even showing any kind of accumulation at all. There was one that was kind of throwing things down pretty heavy. And so, oh wow. So yeah, so we're gonna run down here and see. I've got the scanner going. I've not heard of any other, like ice-related accidents or anything like that. I also have the Department of Transportation, their road condition index up and running as well, and not seeing a whole lot. There was one road that was over east of Oklahoma City around Shawnee. It's Highway 18, runs north and south. They said there was some driving conditions over there, but there was another chaser that was over that direction, and they were having some light drizzle, but that's about it. So I just got back on northbound I-35 just a second ago, and a salt and sand truck was putting some salt and sand down, anticipating, I guess, you know, maybe the road works were going to freeze over or whatever. But ground temperatures right now are still relatively warm for us, because we were 65 degrees yesterday until about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then temperatures started dropping down. So it's going to take a while for things to kind of chill out a little bit. So they are expecting this Arctic cold to be in here for a while, and so, you know, that'll help the conditions some. But if we can't get any supporting moisture, then, I mean, it's just going to be cold, and that's about it. So, but like I said, that one model was hitting pretty heavy, that there was going to be some snow accumulations out toward where I live, inch or less than an inch, and then further northeast up around Tulsa, it was showing upwards of 5 to 6 inches, but I don't think that's probably going to verify. It'd be nice if it did for folks for Christmas and stuff like that, but we'll see what happens. Shows a little bit of stuff over east of Oklahoma City there, Shawnee and stuff too. So I don't know. We're headed south down here. The freezing line is actually fairly decent. Things wavering back and forth. It was pretty accurate with the freezing rain as to where it was at, or the drizzle, or whatever you want to call it. We're starting to get a little bit more stuff on the windshield now too. So we'll see. I'll say this, it's probably going to have to look pretty hard if we're going to see it though. Ceiling's really kind of jumped up over here. Another salt and sand drill. Purcell is going to be the next city that we're headed toward, and it's just a little ways away from where we're at now, so I'm going to switch over to radar here real fast and see what it looks like. But yeah, freezing rain and snow is a report right here where we're at, so that was filed on MP just a little while ago. Be right there where we were just at just a second ago, so Nothing happening down this way, guys. A little bit of freezing rain, and that's it. Thanks, Jane. I was looking at some data and stuff like that, and I just switched back over to Twitch and see that you popped on there, so appreciate that. I am out right now. I'm down by Purcell, Oklahoma, and so just did an MPing report. There's some freezing rain going on down here. There's also a swath of rain, freezing rain that's going up by Shawnee and everything. I just drove through that. It's showing up as snow on radar scope, which is kind of strange. Earlier it was showing up as what it was supposed to be, as freezing rain. But so far no accidents, no real excitement or anything like that. So I'm going to head back north toward Oklahoma City. Again, I was telling the folks that was on there, so Jana and Casey, just a little while ago, that there's supposed to be another band that comes through later tonight once this system starts to eject up from the southwest, and so we'll see what happens. But trying to see if there's any kind of, build up on the overpasses and bridges and stuff like that, and not seeing any type of accumulation at all. And have seen a couple of salt and sand trucks on the highway, so that's about it for right now. But I headed back north. I'm gonna go all the way up I-35 and see if I can see anything, because this has kind of been training along the same area there for a little bit, so we'll see what happens. And then go up through Guthrie in that way and see before I head over toward the house. But that's about it. You can kind of see that stuff going in up here. There's a little heavier rain band, or freezing rain bands and stuff just to the north of me. scanner running as well. So I see if there was any accidents or anything like that, and there's been no reports other than just standard stuff that would be your normal response to from. this, we're plenty cold enough. I'm looking at Mesonet right now. There's a freezing line that's just to the east of Oklahoma City, and then down to the south, the temperatures are 27, 29 degrees, and that does not include the wind chill. So let's see if we can. There is a winter storm advisory for Canadian, Oklahoma, Lincoln, Potawatomi, Cleveland, McLean, and Grady. And so that's probably going to be for that potential freezing rain and drizzle. Wind chill is 14 degrees. Currently right now, well, this is El Reno.